Hello guys, my name is Ashish, and in today's video I'm gonna discuss another important topic. And by the way, we have a few topics left to complete our Solidity, and after that we are gonna write some Solidity program, and after that we'll be using hard to test and deploy our smart contract. Okay, and we are also gonna use we're also gonna use ether.js, okay, to connect our smart contract so that we can interact with our smart contract. And later on we'll also gonna explore how we can implement our own dapps or decentralized application. Okay, so you can see I'm gonna coming up with lots of interesting video like that. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do it right now, and let's jump into our today's topic. And today I'm going to discuss about delegate call method basically. And first of all, I want to mention that it's another low level function. Okay, with the help of delegate call method, we can also we are able to call a function from another contract. Okay, so let's understand this topic with an example. So first of all, I'll be making a contract. Okay, so let's make a contract with name calling. Okay, the name is calling, and let's take state variable of unsigned type. Okay, it will be a public type, and let's take the name as x, and let's make a function. The name will be, let's say, set x, and it's gonna take an unsigned parameter. Let's name is x. Okay, and it will be of public type. Okay, and it's very simple. Basically it's gonna modify the state variable x with this parameter. Okay, so do it. Okay, so it is as simple as that. Okay, now let's another contract so that we can call this method from that contract. Okay, so let's say the contract name is caller, because this function gonna call this callee contract, that's why caller. Okay, I don't mind about the name. Okay, it's gonna take also unsigned integer type state variable, and this will be of also public type, and name is any name can be anything. Okay, let's say x also. Okay, and there will be a function. Okay, from this function we are going to call this this method of this callee contract. Okay, that's the thing. And let's say the function name is also same. Let's say set x, the name is also set x, but it's gonna take two parameters. First one will be the address of this contract, so it will be of address type. Okay, and let's name is calling, and another one will be of unsigned int. Let's take any name, let's say val for this, and it's going to be an external type. Okay, so basically from this function we are gonna call this method, okay, of this callee contact. Okay, so first of all I'm gonna use the call method. Okay, because to understand the delegate call method properly, first of all we need to understand the call method deeply. Okay, so first of all we're gonna use the call method, okay, to call this set function from this callee contact. Okay, and the process is very simple. You already knew it, right? So let's use this address, then dot and call, and here we need to pass the API dot encode with signature method. Okay, so API dot encode with signature. Okay, so basically internally it's gonna use a hash function, and it's gonna check with this signature. Okay, so the signature or method name will be setx, and it's gonna take an unsigned type parameter. But the thing you need to keep in mind that although we know that unsigned is a lies of unsigned in 256, but here while we are using ABI.encode with signature, then you are only allowed to use unsigned in 256. Okay, that is the restriction, you can say. Okay, you only need to use this because, as I said, that it's internally gonna use a hash function. So we already know that a small chain hash function gonna come up with large chains, right? That's why it's only allowed to take unsigned in 256. Okay, and we're going to pass this value as a parameter of this function. That's why let's value val. Okay, and as simple as that. Okay, now you can see I'm getting an warning. Okay, this warning because by the way it's gonna return some parameters. First one will be a boolean type, whether this call is successful or not, and there will be another parameters also. Let's take the first one. Okay, like boolean type. Okay, so as we can as we already said that there will be multiple returns, so that's why we need to use this. We need to wrap all the parameters with this brackets. So let's take the first one, like boolean type. Okay, whether it's gonna success or not. Okay, so this is a bool, and let's say variable name will be success, and we are not interested with the other type of that. That's why I'm just leaving as blank. Okay, so now let's use the required keyword. Okay, to check whether it's true or not. Okay, that is simple like that. Okay, so now it's complete. Okay, now the thing is, you can see that I'm calling this method setx with the help of call method. Okay, So now let's discuss the major difference about call between call and delegate method. Okay? So the main difference is when you are calling this when you're calling a method using this call function, then this set function gonna use the storage of this callee contract itself. Okay, here the set function is gonna use the callee contract storage itself. Okay, and if you use the delegate call method, then it's this function. Okay, this function gonna use the caller storage. Okay, so I think it will be confusing for you. Let's deploy it and understand the process. Okay, so let's first deploy this and understand the process, so it will be too much easy to understand. Okay, so let's first deploy it. Okay, so first of all we'll be deploying the callee. Okay, so it's already selected. Let's deploy, and here is the log. Okay, now let's select the next one, that is caller, and deploy it. Okay, it's successfully deployed. Now come back to the caller. Okay, so you can see I'm getting an X because it's public type. That's why the value we are getting the variable, and also we are getting this function. Okay. And if you click on here, you will be able to see the separate function. First one is address. Then we need to pass some value. Okay, and this the address of this callee contract. Let's copy the address of callee contract from here and paste it over here. So this is as simple as that. Now you can pass any value of unsigned integer. Let's say I want to pass 10. Okay, so now click on transact. You can see, by the way, you can see the success log. Okay, now the thing I already mentioned, that when you're using this call method, okay, when you're using call method to call a particular function, then it's gonna use the storage of this callee. Okay, this callee contract itself. So the thing is, as I pass this 10 value, so it's gonna store, it's gonna modify this X variable. Okay, so you can see it if I click on here, so it's like now we are inside the caller. Okay, now if I click on X, you can see the value is 0. But the thing is, if I click the value of X from the callee method, okay, you can see I'm getting 10. Okay, so that is the thing I'm just mentioning earlier, that it gonna use, if you are using the call method, so it's gonna use the storage of this callee contract itself. Okay, now let's take the delegate method. Okay, to see how it's gonna modify our state variable inside our contract. Okay, so let's use delegate call method. So delegate call. Okay, so as simple as that. Okay, just we need to switch the function name. Okay, let's move towards, let's deploy it again, but before that let's erase all the logs. Okay, so first of all deploy the callee, so it's deployed, then deploy the caller, let's deploy it. Now let's move towards our result, but just copy the address of callee and open up the separate section and just paste it over here. Now let's say also I want to pass 10 as a parameter. So now as you can see that now we're using, okay, now we are using the delegate call method. So as I mentioned that when you're using delegate call method, okay, to call a particular function, okay, then it's gonna use the caller, it's gonna use the caller storage itself, okay, rather than using this callee contract. Okay, so yeah, let's click on transact and see the result. Okay, so you can see the success result, by the way. Okay, so now if we click on X, okay, if we click on X inside our caller method, so you can see that the value of X is 10. So the thing is, when you're using this delegate call method, so it's gonna use this storage of this caller contract, and it's gonna modify the state variable of this. Okay, so with that value. Okay, that is the thing. And by the way, if you move towards the callee method, callee contract, and click on X, you will be able to see there is no value. So right now it's not gonna access or not gonna take the storage of callee method, callee contract. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, we need to know about these two methods, and that's very interesting actually. Okay, now if you want to use this delegate call method, there are a few things you need to keep in your mind. Okay, first one will be the storage layout should be same for both the contract. Okay, here you can see that I'm using unsigned in public X, and here I'm also using unsigned in public X, although this variable name can be varied, but the type and everything should be same. Okay, this layout should be same, and also order should be same. Order means, although here I'm using only one state variables, okay, in case if you are using multiple state variables, then the order should also match. Okay, so that is the first thing you need to keep in your mind, that all the storage variables should be same. Okay, layout should be same. And the second one is you already know that while you are calling this calling a method using this delegate method, okay, delegate function, then it's going to directly modify our state variable. Okay, so it's very important to be careful or to know beforehand about this method you are going to call. Okay, so as you know that it's going to modify your state variable. Okay, so in case it's an malicious kind of things, so it's going to harm your contract, total entire contract. Okay, so in that case you need to be aware of these cases. Okay, so that's all for today's video. I think you understood. If so, please do hit like button, and bye bye, see you very soon.